Wait for the focus. Focus a little better. Okay, now it's better. I'll turn on the overhead light a little bit, I guess. Maybe not on me, just kind of in the background. Yeah, that's a little better. This is Calicat, the Calicat's turn. Yeah, so while I'm doing the toy show rendering of the thing, then do the slideshow, I'm going to now review this weekend. I'm going to review the movie that was seen after the toy show. I went to see the Karate Kid Legends. I have seen it. I think I've seen all of them, but I have not seen the other one. I haven't seen Cobra Kai. I actually used to own season 1 of that, but along with all the other DVDs that were sold 2023, or late 2023, early 2024, all gone. It's gone along with them. I have drunk to review the movie. No, it's tea. Brand confusion. Yeah, so I've seen some reviews of this movie. Okay, it's Karate Kid Part 3. I've seen some reviews. I'm going to ignore all of the previews. There were quite a lot of them. I'm going to ignore them all. I walked in at the last preview and ignore all of them. So so let's go right into it. I've seen the other ones. Of course, the other ones were aired in the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s. We have the Karate Kid franchise. I'm not sure all the details of how the different continuity works. My guess is Sony and the other companies are trying for Columbia Pictures, I think, are trying for a multiverse featuring the Karate Kid people, because the character, Jackie Chan's character, isn't quite the guy from the Kung Fu Kid, next Karate Kid, Kung Fu Kid thing with Jaden Smith. He's some other slightly different character with Kung Fu powers. And the trailer makes it look like they're implying that Kung Fu and Karate are literally part of the same tree. Literally say that. They're implying that it's the whole thing, but actually that's part of the narrative in the story relating to the specific guy. His character, Jackie Chan's character, and Mr. Miyagi's character, who apparently Chan and Miyagi knew each other in this universe. Because they knew each other, one of them taught the other one karate. And then he went to Okinawa and karate expert, which they tried to explain in the beginning. So karate is directly related to Kung Fu. They're all martial arts. Taekwondo is related to Tai Chi. Did that for 18 years. So back in the day. It's been 18 years since then, so kind of rusty. It's been as long since then that I've been doing that. Well, I was a second degree black belt, Jung Suan. Anyways, let's we like these karate movies because it was like Kung Fu movies and karate movies. These are a throwback to the 70s Kung Fu movies, stuff like the Bruce Lee movies and Chuck Norris movies and stuff like that. Except with a kid. The original gag was that, wouldn't it be funny and amusing and ironic if it's a child who is literally the Kung Fu expert, because that's ridiculous that a child cannot be a instant Kung Fu expert. Was he a Jedi? Come on. I know they humor them. I know they do that, and they even to this day, in martial arts schools, they humor them. They put them out there, but really, a teenage child is not going to be a Kung Fu expert, even if he started at like 5. He's going to be no. But that was kind of the joke in the original one. It was kind of the irony of the original one. So barring that, okay, some of the weird coincidences in this movie are chalked up to, well, there were weird coincidences in all 5 of them. I think there were 5 of them. The next Karate Kid is with the girl. That doesn't kind of count. Kind of doesn't count. And that one had an amusing sidekick scene that had her foot bent the wrong way. It was kind of weird poster because they screwed up when they put it in the. It's on the poster. Go with it. Her foot is doing some weird stuff. If it was a back kick, it would be fine. But anyway, so if it was an axe kick to the side, like a back kick, and not a side kick. Knowing from the sparring class of the Taekwondo that man is all upper strength, upper body strength, a lot of upper body strength. Women have a lot of leg strength, a lot of lower body leg strength, hip turn around. They do better kicks than guys do. Definitely. They kick your butts over they kick. Guys can punch, but the women can get in there with their feet. Whack. Crunch. Tag. So. Yeah, so there were a lot of hyped up people in the audience. I'm excited about that. Afterward, giving each other looks in the restaurant, which was funny. It's like, yeah. Middle-aged people walking around. Ooh, I'm a karate guy. The paunchy, like, no, you're not a karate guy, dude. Just because you saw a movie doesn't make you a karate. Okay, yeah. Ooh, I didn't say that to him, but I just kind of looked knowingly, like, yes. After that was funny. But yes, the movie, and he's thinking, oh, is he a ninja? Ooh. Yeah. So there were a couple of goofballs in the restaurant afterward. But anyways, the goofballs. Yeah. So, no. You guys can go spar out in the front. I'll watch you kill each other. That'd be funny. They didn't. I didn't say anything. I'm just funny. Here, you two start fighting. If you have any kung fu. Anyway, so yeah, which would be as silly as parts of this movie. The first movie is the classic one. It's sort of Rocky with the Karate Kid, which Mad Magazine made fun of years ago. So, not really doing anything original there. The second one was just a goofy. They go to Okinawa and there's another girlfriend for Ralph Macchio's character and all that. The third one, the bad guys want revenge because in the third movie of a trilogy, always the bad guys get revenge, like Porky's the Revenge, and so forth. Well, was that the second one? Yeah, but in the second and third movies, sometimes they get revenge. Wrath of Khan. Which Abrams didn't understand, so he did his own version. Well, that's another can of worms. Anyway, so here we have, and Cobra Kai, apparently they make up, and they're like friends, because they implied that at the end of this movie, they have a ending scene sequence with their friends. Cobra Kai and the other guy, Ralph Macchio, are friends. Maybe they kissed and made up. I don't think it was that kind of a movie. Oh my. Nah. But yeah, this movie, they introduced to a new character who moves from Beijing with his mother to New York. And there are instantly bad guys down the street, of course, which he gets tangled up with because he befriends the ex-girlfriend of the main bad guy. Which is a little bit of a twist on the next Karate Kid and the other one, and having nothing to do with the other one. We see Jackie Chan's character early on. He apparently got the biggest paycheck, so he's in it the most. For the beginning and then the last third. But not in the middle. Some of it drags on a little bit. But the other ones did too. And the third one was laughable. There was a bad guy laughing in there. That was funny. Mark's Cards and I did spoofs of them, which we'll never see. They were radio spoofs. I have them, but they are not for prime time. They're just silly. They're just like goofy, like the characters just make sex jokes about alligators and stuff. It's not that funny, but yeah, and the bad guy laughs because he's in the hot tub jerking off. But yeah, that's the parody version, of course. and yeah, no one's ever going to see that because it's gone. It's gone. History. So yeah, I'm going to print that. Nobody would get it. They called it the STD Kid, which is pretty funny. Better for a title, but yeah. But because he said wax on, wax off, and immediately every high schooler immediately took that phrase and turned it to whack on, whack off. Of course. We all did it. 86. Yeah, we all did it. Because I was a teenager when that movie came out, when The Karate Kid came out. That's around the same year that Trans and Carta came out. So it's all back to the 86. Anyway, so back to that. You have this convoluted story where he meets the girlfriend whose father was an ex-boxer who owes money on some sort of a loan to keep his pizza place going to the gym down the street. And the bad guys keep roughing him up or something, or threatening to. And they've already hit the kid guy, and he's new in town. The ex-boyfriend, there's a tangle in there. The idea in a martial art movie, I see what they're doing. They're doing that 70s kung fu movie gag thing, sort of thing. But usually in the 70s ones, when the bad guys had like an evil loan on the dojo or whatever it was, usually it was like a Yakuza or something. So it's really like mafia. These guys aren't mafia. These guys are just assholes. Just go to the cops. Tell them these guys are threatening. He's like, you think, what is this guy? Just go to the cops. Just go. Don't tell them. Well, look, these palookas over there are trying to muscle in on our turf and stuff, and they're trying to embezzle me, or whatever, or bribe. I guess not. No, but it wouldn't be embezzling. It would be loan sharking, and they'll just arrest them. like yeah, your story's over at that point, because. But I guess it's New York. They're tougher there, I see. Well, it's Hollywood, New York. The kids in the story, his past is that his brother was killed in a fight after a brawl in Beijing. There was a tournament, and the bad guys stabbed their brother. He froze. Well, of course he froze. They were going to kill him too. It's perfectly reasonable. But you know, you never take a gun to a black belt to a gunfight. You should have said, well, I've got one of these. Oh, but yes, that would be something else. That would be the killer. That would be different. That's a different kung fu movie. Kung Fu Mayhem. Yes, Jackie Chan, who is now got to be in his late 70s at this point. Doing the Ralph Macchio's a little older than me, I think. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, because I think he was an adult when he played the character, so he's older than me. Can I guess 59, 60, somewhere around there? I'm 54, almost 55. He was a little older in that movie. He wasn't a kid anymore. He was playing a kid in the movie. He just looked young. Yeah. So I think I could look it up, but I'm not going to. Don't need to. They grafted it so he knew Jackie Chan. They completely left Jaden Smith out of this movie. He's not there. In fact, we don't see Ralph Macchio's character until the third act. They unite to go to the tournament thing. They decide to put the kid in the tournament because there has to be a tournament. It's a Karate Kid movie with the bad guy, the Tri-Cities tournament, or the bad guy. And so you have, he's got to first beat the other opponents. If he doesn't, there's where the coincidences come in. If he didn't win the other parts of the tournament, he has to actually win the tournament in order to fight the bad guy, who's the champion. What if he didn't? Then, yeah, it'd be Rocky 2 all over again. But yes, yeah. A lot of coincidences in this. A lot of stuff that would be solved simply by them not doing what the bad guys want them to do. Training the good guy to be the kung fu hero, karate kung fu hero. Karate is related to kung fu. but it's a Japanese version of kung fu. But yeah, the yeah, it's kind of all about deflection and stuff. But judo is related to those two, and tai and all that stuff. Kyoto and all that. They're all related to that. They're all about deflecting your opponent, that kind of thing. Judo and stuff like that, and the kung fu and stuff. You're using your opponent's energy against them, knock them down. It's not ki, it's just energy. It's not mystical, it's just their energy, their force, their motion against them. So yeah, ooh, ki energy, mysticism. Here, yeah. I give you secret as master. Oh, doesn't mean anything. It is just magic. No, it's not magic. It's just energy. And yeah, so everybody has energy. So there you go. Stamina. Use the energy against them. That's just kind of silly. Like a kid can't be a karate expert as a kid because they're a kid. They do address that in the movie, kind of. They joke about it. Oh, he's only 120 pounds. It's like, okay, so his weight class is different. He wouldn't be fighting the guy that's like obviously 100 pounds heavier than him. The weight class is wrong. You wouldn't be doing that. They wouldn't put him with that guy. So like Rocky's not good. Rocky fighting Mr. T was silly. Well, the weight class is different. Rocky fighting Ivan was ridiculous. The weight class is different. He did anyway. Yeah, so yeah, the boxing's different than kickboxing. Oh, and the kickboxer guy wants was the boxer guy, the father guy, wants to have the kid train him. Is the kid already a black belt? That they can be a teacher to the boxer guy because he's already a black belt. How did that happen? Did he just? But yes, the. Yeah, you figure, okay, it's silly. It's supposed to be silly. So, okay, the coincidences are ridiculous. It's like, okay, then really technically, the minute the bad guy socked him on the subway train, what would really happen in real life is, the mother would have him arrested. The bad guy would go to the gym and say, okay, you've assaulted my kid, and I'm going to put you in jail for assault. At the end of the story, the bad guy's in jail. He can't run for the tournament because he's in prison. In Juby or whatever that was. End of story. And it's Brooke. They made it look like, the trailers kind of made it look like they were, immediately like reinventing how karate and it came about, but they weren't. It's in the movie. They say only this version of this became Miyagi karate. So yeah, different version. The roommate started playing something really loud, so I closed the doors. I want to make sure the very end of this, I'm going to do this Karate Kid thing, the very end of this again. I'll go back to the part where that thing came in, and so where I was talking about, I believe it started with when I was talking about the coincidences in the tournament and how the Zoomers need like flashing things on the screen to get their attention. That was a little distracting because they were like, okay, we have you don't need that to show the tournament on the roof. Tournament on the roof was a little weird for a place to have it because it was kind of evening. They shot it in the evening for some reason, probably because the stuntmen were involved. They wanted to make it not look like it was stunt. Yeah, Jackie Chan used to do his own stunts. Not anymore. There were a couple of times when the bad guys went after them too. They didn't sue them. You would think that if there were karate guys running around, Also, they make it look that the training is actually more brutal than the bad guys. Flying into the turnstile thing. Somebody's gonna try that, break their neck. Probably stupid adults trying to imitate them, not so much teenagers. So yeah, the movie was rated. So the distraction it was. Yeah, I was gonna give it a rating. The rating is, it's fine. It's perfectly salvageable. It's better than the Jaden Smith one. It's definitely better than the next Karate Kid with a girl. Not because it was a girl, because it wasn't very good. The movie was really silly at that point. Yeah, is that Mr. Miyagi's new date? Who is that? No, that one didn't make sense. So yeah. Except for the other stuff, I don't think that we need necessarily. Yeah, if there was other stuff that was interrupted by the background, I don't. It's probably fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's 3 stars. It's fine. Yeah. So that is the Karate Kid Legends. Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking that they can cut out the part about the boxing thing. That's not necessary. So you won't see that because I'll cut it out. So except that was a bad boxing instructions. Yeah, the bad. I'll make. Should I mention the bad boxing instruction? The guy was saying, get your hands closer to your face. The bad guy could block your hand into your face. That kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I was on about. Yeah, the other stuff isn't necessary. Yes, it was amusing that the people in the restaurant were excited. And middle-aged guys, then, yeah. A little younger than me, but they were all excited. It would have been funny if they started sparring outside or in the bathroom. But no. No, it didn't happen.